Good morning. Thank you to join this innovation talk. As we know, climate change is a common global challenges, and our today talk will focus on innovation strategy, advancing carbon neutrality through EU and national project cooperations. The talk will be on a combined effort with the EU and the national project to see how we can support a transition to the carbon neutral society. Through this showcase of several of our innovative projects, the talk will aim to foster a dynamic dialogue on how we can collectively and collaboratively contribute to a more sustainable and inventive future. The main presenter will be Professor Sotirios Grammatikos. He is the professor in polymer and composite in the Department of Manufacturing and Civil Engineering of NTU. He is also the director of Assam Lab and the leader of research group of the Sustainable Composite of NTU. Sotirios' research interests include material development, classification, lifespan, aging of structures, recycling and circularity, multifunctional and quality control. Sotirios is, among others, an elected member of European Society of Composite Materials. And I'm also partly of this presentation, but I will give the floor to my colleague, Sotirios. Please.
Thank you very much, Lizhen, for a very nice introduction. So should I put my, and good morning, everyone, to this Let's Talk Innovation session. Perfect. So as my colleague Lizhen very well introduced, I'm a professor in composites at the Department of Manufacturing and Civil Engineering, and we are based here in Gjøvik. And the reason of the title of today's talk is to a little bit discuss about our synergies in innovation with the focus that we have within our two groups. The combined focus, which is advancing carbon neutrality, as we say, through EU and national projects collaboration. So we will talk a little bit about relevant projects in the field of circularity, circular economy, with a focus on carbon neutrality and sustainability. And what have we achieved? What have we learned from this collaboration since, I would say, 2019. So I joined NTNU in 2018, and this collaboration has started right after. So without taking more of your time, we are in the field of sustainability, and in Norway, as many of you know, we are somewhat in an era, a transitioning era from black to green, as we say. So there's a huge market shift at the moment towards bio-based materials, sustainable products, or more sustainable products, following national and European and international directives like the EU Green Deal. There's a huge tendency on the development of new machinery, progress in the process industry, but of course, a lot of progress also in renewable energy, like offshore wind energy platforms, and let alone also sustainable fisheries. So Norway is a very large country with a very small population, and perhaps many of you identify many of the logos here. But the reason of this slide is to mention that we are large country, small population, but there has been a lot of innovations in the field of sustainability. Across our campus, at the other side of Mjøsa Lake, we have, many of you perhaps know, this Mjøsa Tower, which is the world's tallest wooden building. And this is one of the few, I would say, innovations of the country. We are in an area which is in the heart of timber and we have to have that here as our flag, this building. But also we're very close to the industry, which one of them is the industry park in Raufoss. So Norway has, I would say, more than 100 years of process industry experience, green energy from hydropower, strong universities and research institutions. And because of the labor market, we have, as a country, managed to improve what we do in robotization, automation, and all of those for high productivity. So there's at the moment world-class clusters, but also very large enterprises leading worldwide. And we're quite strong as a country in different industrially based fields, from materials to, let's say, manufacturing, but also in the built environment, where we have a lot of work ongoing, but also work that is coming up. All this creates a lot of waste that is globally rising. This is a figure from 2016. The numbers haven't changed that much, and the projections are almost there. So in general, there's a waste generation, and there's things that we need to do for that. And this is also a kind of like the focus of our synergistic collaboration with the group that Lizhen leads. So worldwide, and especially in Europe, we have a large amount of plastics that are not, let's say, turned back to the value stream as they should. So there's more than 60 million tons overall of waste plastics, and from construction and demolition, we have about 500 million tons annually produced as a waste in EU. In the field of timber, Norway produces about 2 million tons of waste annually, which is a very large number. And this is construction timber waste from the construction sector. So it's typically unused. And it is worth mentioning that the industrial sector accounts for about 30% of greenhouse gas emissions. So what we say is that circularity and industrial symbiosis are keys to unlock the potential of resources. We have resources that we have to use them to their very extent. So we have to jump from what we have known. This is a picture that many of you know, the linear model, to the circular model. And in this, we have a lot of work ongoing and many running projects in this field, and of course some that are coming up. So we're in Gjøvik for those who haven't seen us before, and we're quite close to Oslo, and but also close to Gothenburg in Sweden, where we collaborate with companies there. At the moment, this is a figure from 2021. So the area here of upland, it was now inland, it produces about 46% of the productive timber of Norway, which is a very big number, which means that we have to exploit this one way or another. As I mentioned earlier, we have a strong engineering hub, and throughout the years, since 2018, so it's almost 6 years now, we have managed to build up some advanced research facilities for our R&D needs, but also for our services to the local, national, and international, sometimes also industry. In our department, we have a group that works on sustainable composite materials, and this is the group that I lead, and the relevant laboratory called ASEM which we established in 2018. So there we work and focus on research around materials. But also, as you may know already, Lizhen leads a group which has a strong focus on digitalization for a sustainable built environment. So the question here is how can we merge these forces from the two and develop something new towards sustainability, towards circular economy, and towards zeroing CO2 emissions. So that has been done throughout the years through funding, which is always needed for projects, and our funding comes both externally and internally. I would say mostly externally in this case. So there's various projects that we are involved and we are leading, and at the moment perhaps we have the largest pool of Horizon projects from the European Commission funded in our department at IVB in Gjøvik. And there's more coming up as we're continuously growing. So a little bit of highlights of some of the projects in the field of circular economy and sustainability. First and foremost, we have two projects, Overleaf and Ilios, which they both focus on the development of hydrogen tanks for storage of liquid hydrogen. And these are tanks made of recyclable polymer composites for aircrafts, for civil aircrafts. So these two projects, they are running, and they will be running up to 2026. And our role there is durability, lifetime prediction, but also developing a solution on how to recycle these tanks and also assessing their environmental impact and the financial viability of the technologies that are to be developed. Another project that is in collaboration with the group of Lizhen is a Precycling Horizon Europe project, which is led by Entua in Greece. And this is a project that focuses on the circularity of plastics that are stemming from the value streams of home appliances, toys, and textiles. Our role here is to develop durability and degradation degree assessments, lifetime prediction tools of plastics that are pristine but also recycled, because at the moment we don't really know what is the, let's say, a lifetime perspective of a recycled product and how many times can we recycle the plastic. But also with Lizhen, we're developing, as we call it, a digital waste management tool. That is a tool for decision making on what to do with an end-of-life plastic. So Lizhen leads two, as a PI, two projects that are in our department, GIFT project and SPADE Horizon Europe project. So GIFT is towards at its end, and SPADE is more recent, and they are both in the field of digital twinning and in general in digitalization for circularity and sustainability. Perhaps Lizhen later can give more information if needed. And one of our flags is also Cirk3 project. That is one of the largest projects that we ever got funded by the Norwegian Research Council. And this is a project that has a lot of side projects, as you can see in this very slide, and a lot of collaborations across the country with institutions and companies. So the main focus of this project is to work towards challenges in the field of circularity of timber and timber as a construction material. So here's a list of partners that are involved in this Cirk3 project that is quite large and started very, very recently. And Lizhen works on the development of digital twinning aspects in this project for circularity. One of our last in this list today, but first as a collaborative project within the two groups was this BioZip project. The last title was a Bio-Based Smart Industrial Park. So that was our first collaborative project that was somehow initiated within our department in collaboration with the Gjøvik municipality. So the idea was to build to work towards a feasibility study for a new industrial park in Gjøvik area that will be based on industrial symbiosis, meaning that no waste will be generated throughout the park, and all production waste or energy that is developed and nowadays wasted to the environment will be circulated within the park. So this project was quite successful for us because it has taken physical means, meaning that we are seeing now physically a new industrial park being built here in the area of Gjøvik. And you might have seen it already in the news. We are building this park, and soon the first building of the park will be built. There's also a website. The project started as BioZip, but after working on with a company on marketing, we renamed the project, and now it's called the Sherven Biopark. And Sherven is the area here within about 10 minutes driving distance of Gjøvik. So in this project, the partners, the establishing partners were NTNU Gjøvik, Eidsiva, Gjøvik Kommune, Industry Big, and Hunton. And it's in an area where Hunton already has a plant. So this is a plant. It's a figure from the plant of Hunton Fabrik in Sherven. So I think for the future within this synergistic collaboration looks bright. I wish I could share more today, but we're expecting for some official news to come up. So there's more challenges to face in the future, but of course, on the positive side, Lizhen is smiling. So preliminarily, we can also invite you to ECCM 22 in Oslo. This is the largest conference worldwide in the field of composite materials that we, for the first time, brought in Norway. And in that, you're, of course, all welcome. And our works from our two groups will be there presented. And of course, you're welcome to come and attend. So more information about this will be launched because it's a bit too early. It will be in 2026. So that was for today from my side. Perhaps there's questions that I will be happy to answer, but also questions to Lizhen, who is with us here. So thank you very much for your very kind attention and also for the invitation for this talk. Alenka or Lizhen.
I see Alenka raising the hands. Please, Alenka.
Thank you for this very interesting presentation.